Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Foetron Academy. My name is Harshwats, and today we will be discussing about pivoting and unpivoting columns in Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop is an analytical software that help you understand your dataset through various visualization in data models. Now let us go further and discuss the points to be discussed in this video. So in this video we will discuss mainly 3 points. In the first point, we will discuss why do we use unpivot option. In the second point, we will talk about how to unpivot column. In the third point, we will tell you how to pivot column. So let's go to the Power BI desktop and discuss all these points in detail. Now we are in Power BI desktop in a Power Query editor. So this is the data that I have formatted through several steps in which I have removed the rows, I have formatted the data, I have removed rows, columns and removed the errors. So all these things I have done in my past videos. You can go there and learn it with details. In this video, we will tell you how to pivot and unpivot columns. So why do we require to pivot or unpivot? So first of all, you have to go through the data and look are the things that is ambiguous to you. So if you look in these three columns, you get to know this is a population male, population female and population total. So if you add up male and female, the requirement of total is of no need. So first of all, we could delete this total column that is acquiring our space in dataset. So how do we do that? That is quite easy. You just have to go to the home ribbon in the manage column. In the lower section of the remove column, you will click remove rows that is selected. Just click on it. The column will be deleted. You could see in the applied step that removed column 1. So this has happened. Now you could see the population male and population female is there. Now I want to unpivot it because the population male I want a one column that has a male gender and that another has a data of a population. To how to do that? So that is also easy. I want to distribute this column into two columns in which one population male will show up in another data will show up. How to do that? Into the transform ribbon you would go and just click on you will see this is an unpivot column. Translate all but the currently unselected column into attribute. You have to click on the down arrow. There are three options that are available to you. Unpivoted columns translate all but currently unselected columns into attribute pairwise. So this is another translate all but the currently selected column into attribute value pairs. This is the thing that you have to select. Unpivot only selected column. Translate only the currently selected column into attribute value pair. So this is the thing we require because it will when we click on it it takes a few seconds and distribute our data into attributes and value. You could see the population male and the values that are given. So this is how you could unpivot it. And make it into the attribute and values. So this is how it happens. But how to undo it because the data doesn't make sense. We want to make one data that has an attribute of gender that is of both males and females, not of just single male. So now the question arises how to undo it. The simple step could be you go into the applied step or just cross the unpivoted only selected column. But this is the thing you already know. So I would choose another option to tell you how to do that. Do this. So if unpivot distribute our data into attribute and values, what is the opposite of unpivot? The opposite of unpivot is pivot column. So if we pivot something, we could merge these two cells into one cell. Just select this attribute and click on in the transform ribbon pivot columns. When we click on pivot columns, one box opens up and shows this the pivot columns in which value column is required because if you know that column heading would be the attribute and values that is underside it, like in a population female if I distribute the attribute would be a population female, the decimal points would be the values. So I want to cluster it again, so the attribute is of this value, right? I will click on the values, then OK. This would take a few seconds. So this is how it's done through pivoting columns. So I have covered how to pivot it or how to unpivot it. But in our data, the single pivoting or unpivoting doesn't make sense. So we have to make pivot or unpivot these two columns. So we have to make unpivoting this column. So how to do that? You just have to select this column with this. How to do that? You have to click on a shift, after that click on this column, so this column would be also selected. Now these two column I want to unpivot, so that attribute makes a gender and another column that will make up a values of gender. So in a transform ribbon, again I go back to unpivoting. When I click on unpivoting, it would take a few seconds. We unpivoted the column now into attribute and values. This is how it's done. As we need to attribute and values for the gender, now we can change the name of a column heading into gender. Gender. Then click on enter. You have to double click on the column heading to change the name. This is population. Then enter. So this is done. Now the question arises, how do we change the name of a gender to make it more sense? That will be covered in an upcoming videos. So with this point, I am going to end this video and I hope your queries got cleared, and if not, kindly write us in comment section. We will surely get back to you. And if this video helped you in any way, kindly drop us a like and don't forget to subscribe our channel for amazing videos in future. Till then, have an amazing and good day.